Next, we will check about the joint and several guarantee. Next, we will discuss about the concept of joint and several guarantee. Most guarantee in today's markets are drafted as joint and several guarantee, meaning that each guarantor is both jointly liable as a member of the group and individually liable on its own separately to the lender for repayment in full of the borrower's indebtedness. That is, most of the guarantees today use the term joint and several guarantee. Here, joint means they are each guarantor is both jointly liable as a member of group and individually, several means individually liable on its own separately to the lender for the repayment liabilities. What is this joint and several guarantee? When two or more persons or corporations sign a joint and several guarantee, the word joint and several refers to both the nature of liability of the guarantor under the guarantee and the option available to the lender in seeking recovery of its borrower's indebtedness from the guarantor. That is, here the liability of the guarantor, the nature of liability of the guarantor under the guarantee and the options available to the lender are given by the term joint and several guarantee. A joint guarantee means the signatories are jointly liable as a group for the borrower's indebtedness, and if one guarantor doesn't pay, the others are on the hook to fulfill the group's obligation to repay the full amount of that indebtedness. That is, if one guarantor doesn't pay, the others need to pay the indebtedness. A several guarantee means the signatories have made separate or individual promises to guarantee the repayment of the borrower's indebtedness. That is, in this case, we individually promises. In the case of jointly, there is joint obligation only. In the case of several guarantee, it is the individual or the promises the individually to repay the borrowed amount. Sometimes these individual promises are just to repay a certain percentage or portion of the borrower's indebtedness. That is, sometimes it may be a percentage or portion of the amount to repay by the individual. However, the more common individual promise is to repay all or 100% of the borrower's indebtedness. So the traditional distinction between joint and several has been eroded. Most guarantees in today's markets are drafted as that is, most of the guarantees in today's markets are granted as joint and several guarantee, meaning that each grantor is both jointly liable and individually liable to the lender for the repayment in full of the borrower's indebtedness. That is, here individually and by group are responsible to repay the amount. This is the meaning of joint and several guarantee. Jointly means as a group liable, several means as an individual promise. That is, this include if it is a joint venture or the joint borrowing. If the loan is taken jointly, then there will be the guarantee will be as a joint group as well as a several. Joint group means into each it gives or it is a joint liability, shows the joint liability, and the several shows the individual's promise to repay the amount. Here it guarantees or it guarantees the repayment of the amount to the lender.